Well, y'all know the saying, another day, another dollar. We're back. Shit. In our case, it's another day, another video analysis, baby. We're here to break things down for y'all, to provide the entertainment y'all seeking. Anyways, we're back with the Darrell Brooks topic. Now, like I said, there's going to be a 3 to 4 part series for Darrell Brooks. So this is going to be part 3 right here. And yeah, this is him representing himself. So at this very point, and thank you guys for the last video. You guys did 12,000 views on the last video. That shit was crazy. But on this one is where he firmly states that he will represent himself. So everybody, grab the beverages. You know what I mean? Grab the beverages, grab the things you guys need because we're about to go into this situation. And people, it gets crazier and crazier per video. I promise you that. Right before we move on, I want to shout out all my Patreon members. You guys are amazing. We just went up like 10 Patreon members. We're almost at like 150 Patreon members. Some of them are free members. Some of them are paid members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting. If you guys want to support, go down to the link below right there. Become a member of the Patreon. Also go follow the Instagram because that's where I get most of my video ideas from the people. If you, the people, want to give me an idea to post up and get a little credit for it, go check out my Instagram, also down below. And yeah, become part of the gang. And last but not least, go check out the new video I dropped on the new topic. It's the Treehouse murder case. Wild one. When I tell you it's so crazy that they had a getaway car to go 500 yards or 500 feet away, the case gets crazier and crazier. You guys seem to enjoy it. I got over 100 comments. A lot of you guys were into it. So we're going to continue that. Keep an eye out for that and go watch the video that I just posted about it 2 days ago. But anyways, with all that said, people, let's get into this video.
My understanding, sir, that based upon the motion that was filed, the waiver of attorney form that was filed, and the proceedings that have been held over the course of the last 2 days, you wish to represent yourself.
I wish to represent myself pro per, but I do not wish that my entire Sixth Amendment right not be honored. I essentially would only be agreeing to the part where I want to represent myself. Just that stipulation of my Sixth Amendment.
Yo, you can't just pick and take apart pieces of the amendment that work for you and the parts that don't work for you. We're just going to leave that alone. That's not how it works, moron. Like, come on, bro. This guy has to know that this shit isn't going to go the way he expects it to. Like, yeah, that one line right there, I'd like to waive that and then all the rest applies. No, bro, it's like a light switch. It's either the light switch is on or the light switch is off. It's not like you're fucking putting the light switch in the middle. Like I said, it gets wild, folks. Let's continue.
And no other stipulation of my Sixth Amendment.
Your Sixth Amendment right to counsel is pretty straightforward, sir. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to represent yourself. Those two things don't always go hand in hand. In fact, never go hand in hand. Sir, you have raised a phrase throughout the last 2 days that has very specific meaning to this court, and I believe to you as well. You have used the phrase in pro per. That is a shorthand way of saying in propria persona. That comes from the Latin phrase, which means
Propria persona. Shit. Okay.
in one's own proper person, also referred to as pro per or pro se. I presume that when you use that word, you are doing so intentionally. I told you the Latin phrase that it comes from, or the meaning. In a court of law, it has a specific meaning, and it is used when a person represents himself or herself without a lawyer.
Pro per, pro se, pro all the way. You know what I mean? Shit. If I don't understand this shit, it ain't going into his brain. That's for sure. So basically, I mean, it's straightforward though. Basically, if you're waiving your right to an attorney, that means you're going to represent yourself. You can't, how's it go? You can't waive your right to an attorney and also have counsel on standby. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy talk, sir. You know what I mean? But, you know, we're going to get there. I'm pretty sure he's going to see the light eventually. He has to see the light. But right now, I'm just thinking, like, what would it be like in an alternate universe if he actually had representation? You know what I mean? Would he talk anyway during court? Would he scream? Would he yell? You guys write in the comments, in an alternate universe, how would this trial have gone if he had representation? Would he have still, you know, yelled out and said all his bullshit, or would he have remained quiet, kind of like Bryce Rhodes? I don't know. My opinion is he probably still would have caused the commotion in the court, but not as much. But this shit is crazy. The fact that he wants to have a lawyer on standby while he's representing himself is crazy, bro.
Without the assistance of counsel, without the assistance of an attorney, when you use that word, sir, it is no different from the phrase pro se. The use of that phrase by you, sir, is a clear indication to this court that you want to represent yourself without the assistance of an attorney. Did you hear me advise you of this just now, sir?
Yes, and I'm aware of that same definition by the Black's Law Dictionary.
Let's go back to the form, sir. We went through this section about...
I like how she's like, let's go back to the form, sir. And he keeps his head locked forward onto her. Just a little extra show of, I'm not going to do what you tell me. I'm going to stay looking at you. I'm not going to go back to the form. You go back to the form. You know? Disgusting human being. I mean, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it far in jail like this. You need to have certain rules, and I shouldn't say morals, but like, you need to have a certain code in prison, and I think he's going to get jacked up if he's not in solitary confinement. And in my opinion, why would he be in solitary confinement? They're probably just going to put him in general population. So that is something that we should look into. If any one of my subscribers is one of them prison, this is definitely something I need to shout out right now. If anybody in my subscriber list who's watching this right now, go to my Instagram. If you're one of those people who look up court documents and you look up prison information and you do public queries for information, hit me up. You might have a job waiting for you because it's a lot for me to do. I've attempted to send some queries into like certain states and stuff like that. But if any one of you out there really just knows how to do this off the muscle, meaning you just know what's up already, hit me up in my DM. You may have a job waiting for you. I mean, hey, hit me up. But let's continue.
What it would mean to represent yourself and what a judge cannot do, what a DA can't do. And then I further went over many of the challenges and obstacles you would face. Underneath the various statements on this form, there's a statement that on the form reads, check this box if you have read and understand the above. On the form that's been submitted to the court, it reads, check this box if you have read and am informed of the above. Do you see that?
Wait, hold on. Did he change something else out? I'm sorry, y'all. I need to make sure.
Check this box if you have read and understand the above.
Check this box if you've read and understand the above.
The form that's been submitted to the court, it reads, check this box if you have read and am informed of the above. Do you see?
He keeps changing the wordage to am informed. Bro, sometimes you just want to out your cigarette on people. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it's like, man, this cherry, I just want to out this on you. How would that sound to out this on your skin? That's Darrell Brooks right there. Right on his little devil horns right here. I just go, shh. How's that feel, Brooks? Does that feel good? Because for you, who knows? It might feel good for you. Just let me know. I'll stop doing it if it don't feel good. Bro is crazy, bro. He's literally, this is like a, you know, when the teacher says, oh, there was a typo on the test, guys, just take your pen and write in the correct words because I made a typo on all of your tests. I don't know if you guys remember that shit. That's what Brooks is doing. He feels like he's in high school. What the fuck is going on? Like, what?
See that?
Wild.
Yeah, I see it.
The box has a check mark. Did you place that there, sir?
Yes, I did.
Sir, it appears to me that you read through this form very carefully. Is that true?
Yes.
You clearly changed words on the form, right?
Yes, for a reason.
It appears to me you did not have any difficulty reading the form and being aware of the contents. Is that also true?
It's true to an extent where I put please elaborate first on one of them. That was the only thing that I had a question of.
Sir, I cannot give you legal advice. What I can tell you.
Hey, you've officially jumped into the ocean, baby. This is not the swimming pool. I don't know if you guys know the difference between swimming in a fucking swimming pool in the ocean. Your ass gonna drown if you're not a good swimmer. If you're not a legit swimmer, you're gonna drown. You're not a real swimmer until you swim in the ocean, baby. I'm telling you that right now. Right now, he been swimming in the pool, going to jail and shit, beating up his girlfriend, going to these little court hearings and shit. He's been swimming in the pool. Guess what, buddy? You're in the ocean now. The way she said, I can't explain this legal advice to you. I only can read it out to you. Guess what? This is your first taste of not knowing what the fuck you're doing. Not knowing what you're doing at all. This is the first taste of it. We're going to see a lot of those. Actually, go back into the million videos I've done on Darrell Brooks. You'll see a lot of instances in there. Go back to the million videos I made on Bradley Yon. You'll see lots of instances where these men, they don't understand. And why should they understand? This takes years and years, the bar exam, all this shit to accomplish. And you want to go represent yourself? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But the case that we're going to start covering, the Treehouse guy, his opening statement sounded good. I ain't going to lie. It sounded solid. It sounded like it was an attorney. It sounded like, I'm going to throw his picture up right here. This guy. It sounded like he was an attorney. Smooth, chilling, killing, and moving straight to the end. Took him like 10, 15 minutes to get his point across. He had the defense. I mean, he had prosecution object to him a bunch of times. They went for recess. They approached the judge. Like, he was making waves out here. It wasn't no Darrell Brooks. So that's the one person so far I'll say looks promising. But listen, when it gets into the nitty gritty of things, like I said, it looks promising for the Treehouse guy. But it might be the same bullshit of him not understanding anything. Because an opening statement is an essay, bro. Anybody could write a compelling essay. If you're good at English, you could write a nice little essay. That's the opening statement. Past that, we'll find out how that goes. But again, you guys tap in with my other videos. The Treehouse Murderer, fire shit right there. I don't want just my core audience to be tapped in. I want all y'all to tap into that because that's going to be another, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be another crazy case. But anyways, let's continue.
You are required, if you represent yourself, to follow the rules of evidence, the rules of procedure that are spelled out in the Wisconsin statutes no differently than if you were an attorney.
If I was a licensed attorney, which I am not, which means that would be pro se and not pro per.
Pro se and pro per is the same thing. She just explained it to us. Have you not been listening in class, Mr. Brooks? This is a judge. She's no longer a lawyer. She knows everything, bro. She's like the professor. Like, she knows everything. She made it to the end. Like, the fuck? She just explained pro per is the fucking abbreviation for a Latin word, which is the same as pro se. Bro, I get, you know what's crazy is I'm doing all of this. He understands just like me. He's just being difficult. Let me just continue.
Sir, they mean the same thing. I don't frankly care what you call them. The terminology you use has the same effect. You either have an attorney or you do not. Did you hear me say that?
I'm aware of that.
Good. 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 That's all she needs to hear. As long as he confirms, like, there's no going back into the records and Supreme Court appeals and none of that. She crossed all her T's and I's, baby. Dotted all her I's, crossed all her T's. She made sure this man was going back and no appeal would be filed or granted, at least.
Underneath that last checkbox, there is a paragraph that reads as follows. I am making this decision to represent myself knowingly and voluntarily. No one has made any promises or threats to me, and no one has used any influence, pressure, or force of any kind to get me to not ask for an attorney. No one has told me I should not ask for an attorney to represent me. Do you see that?
Where it says I am informed of the court process involved in my case, that part. The top part.
Underneath the last checkbox that we went through.
I see it.
You see it?
Yep.
Remember reading it?
Yeah, I see it.
There's another paragraph, and it appears to me that you read it and that you changed the word understand to am informed.
Again, I'm going to take 2 seconds saying this. He's a doofus. Ever heard that word? How long has it been since you heard that word? He's a dweeb and a doofus. That's what he is. You can't even use profanities on this guy.
Of or on. Do you see that?
Yep.
Says, I have read or have had read to me this entire document. I've truthfully answered and am informed on all portions of this document. I'm informed of the court process involved in my case so that I can adequately represent myself. I want to represent myself. There's a handwritten notation. I do not give up my right to assistance of counsel. Will explain reason. All rights reserved, and there's a signature.
All rights reserved. Sovereign citizen. All rights reserved. A ghost. The ghost Brooks.
Yes.
You signed this document, sir?
In my true name, yes.
Sir, anyone make any threats or force you in any way to sign this document?
No.
Anyone make any promises to you in exchange for signing this document?
No.
See what she's doing? She's just going through the paperwork orally, just like the last time. He fucked up the paperwork, and he's not really... He might be realizing it, or he might not be, but she's slowly just correcting the paperwork orally so that it's on the record and then therefore written down that he did the process the correct way and not the am informed way. I am informed. And instead of understand, I am informed. You know what I mean? She's correcting it. Did you hear that? Do you understand that? Moving forward. He may be catching on to what she's doing, but she's just subtly... It's like going through a test with a student. She's subtly correcting his paper right under his nose while he tried to fuck it all up. She's just taking this hour and 30 minutes to correct it all. You know, tedious, but not impossible. Shout out Judge Darrell for that, though. She's a good judge because this shit, I don't know how other judges would have reacted. If it was a male judge with all the testosterone and shit, it would have been a fight. If it was another woman judge, it probably could have been a fight, you know. Like, I think Darrell probably was the best judge for this case. She's so laid back and just, like, honestly doesn't give a fuck that she is able to do this. And when I say she doesn't give a fuck, like, this is work. She's going to be here for, like, 10 hours every day. So like when I say she doesn't give a fuck, she doesn't care. Like, okay, it's Darrell Brooks time and it's gonna be a crazy time and I'm just gonna go into this court and guess what? If it takes 6 years to convict them, I'm at work. You know what I mean? I feel like she just doesn't care. So it just bounces off of her. She's just like, okay, disrespect me, cool. You're still getting 7 life sentences. Like we're getting to the end, baby. You know?
You understand, sir, that by signing this document and presenting it to the court, you're asking me to accept your waiver of the right to an attorney.
Just so I'm clear, that would be essentially just that part of my Sixth Amendment, correct?
The right to an attorney, yes.
Just that part.
We are just talking about the right to an attorney, sir.
So essentially, the rest of my Sixth Amendment right is preserved.
That is correct.
Thank you for clarification.
Sir, do you wish to waive your right to an attorney?
Yes.
Anyone make any threats or force you in any way to waive your right to an attorney?
No.
Anyone make any promises to you in exchange for you waiving your right to an attorney?
No.
Oh, he's quick to answer now. He's quick to answer because she said his little reservations bullshit. I don't even understand what that was. Is that preserved? The rest of his Sixth Amendment right. That's what it was. He was like, is the rest of my Sixth Amendment right preserved? And she was like, you know what? Yes, because we're going to get to that and then you're going to argue and it's still going to get like dealt with and we're just going to move forward. Now he's just like, yes, no, yes, yes, ma'am, yes. Like,
you understand, sir, that means attorneys Keys and Attorney Perry will be discharged from this case.
Yes.
You are aware that means they will be discharged from representing you.
Yes.
You are aware they will not join you at that table after that decision is
I
made.
am informed, yes.
Do you believe you are making the decision to represent yourself knowingly and voluntarily?
Yes.
Do you believe you are fully informed about the advantages of having an attorney represent you?
Repeat that again.
Do you believe you are fully informed about the advantages of having an attorney, someone licensed to practice law in the state of Wisconsin, represent you?
Fully informed, yes.
Do you believe you are fully informed of the disadvantages and challenges of representing yourself and acting as your own attorney?
Yes, I am informed.
they're still, his lawyer's still over there peeping a little game to him, a little knowledge. He's like, hey, you know, just by the way, I know this is going to be really tough for you. So if she says blah, 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 just say this. You know, that'll be a sure way to try to just stall, you know. Good luck out there. You know, I'll never see you again. Goodbye. I never wish to see you again.
I went through this a little bit, sir, and while I know you have not asked for an adjournment, I want to make a few things clear if I haven't already. This court feels compelled to advise you in advance of a final determination by the court that this trial needs to take place in October of 2022 due to significant steps to secure a jury. This includes the extra jury pool. By that, I mean initially summonsing approximately 1,600 qualified jurors, setting out what we call the initial qualification questionnaire, followed by a case-specific...
Jury selection is so bullshit to me. I mean, they tried their best to get, like, this demographic and, like, like people of your peers and this much black and this much white and this much this and this much that, and we select them on the questions they answer, and if they're not biased. At the end of the day, bro, people are just people, dog. I feel like jury selection is the most roll the dice move in the entire judicial system. And obviously you need somebody, I guess, to judge you, right? And you can't just have the judge do that. They do it sometimes, but you don't want just one person to judge you, right? So you get 12 people, or yeah, I think it's 12 jurors, right? But it's just so it's never gonna be a solid line. It's always gonna be this gray area of people. You just might get a nut who votes the other way, and now you're fucked, and you have a hung jury, and you have all types of shit. So yeah, jury selection is that's the funkiest part of the whole trial, I feel like, of any trial.
Jury questionnaire sent to the vast majority of those 1,600 individuals. In addition, this trial was scheduled 6 months and 22 days. Will be 6 months and 22 days on October 3rd, roughly 6.5 months. It was scheduled on March 11th. We've had significant litigation to date, including a motion to change venue, a motion to adjourn. We've conducted significant hearings regarding the jury selection process. This court heard and decided a motion limiting other acts. This court dismissed 6 counts upon the motion of your attorneys. This court set aside 1 month in October of this year to try this case. The Sheriff's Department has set aside this time.
Basically, do you understand that we need to start on October 23rd because we did a lot of shit? That's all this is saying. Like, we did a lot of shit, so don't fuck this up. This is the date we're starting. And I bet you he's going to raise an issue just because it's such a issue for the court that they need to start on October 23rd or 24th. I think it's 23rd. Just because it's such an issue, he's going to make an issue about it. Watch it. I'm pretty sure.
There's extra personnel that's been required from the clerk of court's office, the Sheriff's Department, just due to the high publicity of the case, the number of people involved, etc. Did you hear me advise you of this?
Yes.
All right, cool. So he's been advised. He's a lot more cooperative now that he feels like I feel like he's a lot more cooperative now that he feels like the rest of his Sixth Amendment right is observed or whatever the fuck. But it's not. Like when you cancel your Sixth Amendment right, you cancel it. You can't just take half of it or a quarter of it. That's actually insane. Like, you know what I mean? But anyways, people, that was it. We're going to go into the last part probably tomorrow or day after. Again, look out for the Treehouse case. We're going to jump into that. It's going to be pretty dope. Make sure all my Darrell Brooks lovers go check out another person who represents themselves. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay inside, stay safe, man. Love your family. Kiss up on your kids. Kiss up on your wife. If you got a girlfriend, tell her you love her. If you're single, stay positive. There's a girl out there for you or a man out there for you. You know what I'm saying, man? And until then, people, I'm going to see you later. Love y'all.